gentlemen, and we're back with another Mary Truth Talks. Your host is Marianne, and we have a very heavy week. Well, I can't even speak. It's been a heavy week, so sorry that I can't speak. I'm still kind of going through the motions here. Like always, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and X, Mary, Mary_truths with an S. And let's get on with the show. Oh, before I forget, subscribe, like, and share. Help us out. It helps more people reach MTT. If you like what we do, even if you don't like what we do, help us out. Share the show. So, as everybody knows, Charlie Kirk is gone. He's been permanently silenced. We'll talk about that. Trump is sending National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee. UFO transparency hearing happened recently, so we'll see what's going on there. And new sanctions to stop World War III, because, you know, what's been happening isn't enough. We need more doom and gloom. Okay. So I'm going to do my best not to be doom and gloomy, even though I feel gloomy, as everybody, I'm sure, probably kind of feels like their own version of it. But I will always look at the bright side. No matter how dark it may seem in the moment, we have to always look at the bright side. Because if we don't, then we feel lost and, you know, we don't want to get there. So let's begin with one of the biggest stories. Charlie Kirk has been silenced. This is a video of CNN host talking to the governor of Utah. Ready? No? Oh, okay. Sorry, fam. I can't see, so I just see the video and I'm assuming you're ready. So, before you you're ready?
I'm gonna put it.
Okay, hold on, before you put it. So, this person was raised by conservative family. So, automatically, corporate media was already spinning, oh, he must be a right-winger because he was raised by conservatives. Okay. And then the story has evolved, and now they're saying that he was a groiper. We will define what that is with ChatGPT. So if you don't have ChatGPT pulled up, please pull that up, because we're going to need to learn what that is specifically.
What?
Groiper.
Groiper?
Yes. What is a groiper? And then after this, we will...
How do you spell that?
I think it's GROYPER, maybe?
Or is it I?
I'm not sure. Just put that, and then I'm sure it will fix itself. It's a weird name.
A groiper is an internet meme and the symbol of a far-right white nationalist movement, often associated with online personalities like Nick Fuentes.
Okay. So
yeah.
The media is now saying also that this person who ended the life of Charlie Kirk was a far-right, what was it again? A far-right...
Groiper.
I know, but what was it again?
A far-right white nationalist.
Okay, so like a white supremacist is
Basically.
what that is. All right, yeah. I'm not getting that vibe. And the only reason why you would come to that conclusion is because you don't want to even fathom it being a radical leftist. You don't want to go there. You want to believe, you as in those who believe this, like, very illogical theory, because you're assuming because he was raised by a conservative household that he must be a white supremacist, like, and it's like, why do you assume because he was raised by conservatives that he is conservative? Like, that doesn't like there's so many people that are raised conservative who end up being liberal. Like, that doesn't matter. And I think it's just so immature to not want to even think, oh, perhaps he could be a radical leftist. Like, they don't even want to have that type of conversation. And that's why I have a strong feeling it's not that, because that's what they're saying it is. And I'm not believing anything mainstream media says. If they're saying, oh, he's probably a groyper, I'm going to be like, yeah, he probably isn't. He probably is not that. I'm going to go with radical left. And let's see who's right. And I'm not trying to be right, because it shouldn't have never happened. But we're here now. So let's watch this.
I do want to start with some of the many unanswered questions about the investigation. You told the Wall Street Journal that it is, quote, very clear to us and to the investigators that this was a person who was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology. Can you elaborate on that and be more specific?
Well, sure. So that information comes from the people around him, from his family members and friends. That's how we got that information. Again, there's so much more that we're learning, and so much more that we will learn. There will be official charges will be filed on Tuesday, and there will be much more evidence and information available then. And again, we're interviewing all kinds of people, everyone that knows him, and trying to learn more about what that motive actually was.
Well, some outlets are reporting that the suspect lived with a transgender partner. Is that accurate? And are investigators looking at this part of his life as a possible motivation?
Yes, definitely. And yes, I can confirm that. I know that has been reported, and that the FBI has confirmed that as well, that the roommate was a romantic partner, a male transitioning to female. I can say that he has been very cooperative. This partner has been incredibly cooperative, had no idea that this was happening, and is working with investigators right now.
And how is that relevant to the investigation when it comes to the motive? Are you learning that?
Sure. Well, yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Again, it's easy to draw conclusions from that, and so we've got the shell casings, other forensic evidence that is coming in, and trying to piece all of those things together.
You said that the roommate is being very helpful. Has that individual explain to law enforcement what the mindset of the shooter was and whether or not it is connected to his ideology or his situation as transitioning, as you just described?
I'm not sure about that piece right now, Dana.
Okay, so we're not sure if the fact that he was romantically involved, as you say, with his partner who was transitioning is relevant to the motive of the murder based on the investigation.
Well, sure. Again, all of these things we're trying to figure it out. I know everybody wants to know exactly why and point the finger, and I totally get that. I do too. And so I just want to be careful, as I haven't read all of the interview transcripts, and so we'll have to wait and see what comes out.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. We should all be careful. I guess just because that's out there are a lot of people drawing conclusions, and so I'm just trying to get as many facts as we can glean from you, since you have been involved in the investigation. And on that, the social and gaming platform Discord released a statement saying its servers were in no way involved in Tyler Robinson's alleged plot to assassinate Charlie Kirk. But it did say there were, quote, communications between the suspect's roommate and a friend after the shooting, where the roommate was recounting the contents of a note the suspect had left elsewhere. Can you tell us about that note that the shooter left?
So I can't yet. Again, those are things that are still being processed for accuracy and verification, and will be included in charging documents.
Okay, so but the note was found, or the content of the note is known by law enforcement?
Again, I can't share any specifics. They're looking at everything right now.
Understood. I just want to go back to my first question about what you told the Wall Street Journal about that this is a person indoctrinated with leftist ideology. And the reason why I think it would be great to be more specific is because your goal of trying to lower the temperature, you said that this is based on investigation and interviews with people who knew him. Did they just use the term leftist ideology, or did they give specifics?
Yeah, there are conversations that were discussed specifically about Charlie Kirk, other conversations about the direction that this was going. And look, my job is just to tell people I really don't have a dog in this fight. If this was MAGA and a radicalized MAGA person, I would be saying that as well. If the Friends were saying that, I would be sharing that as well. That's not what they're sharing. And so I do think it is important, again, to understand how someone gets radicalized like this. And in this case, it happened. As much as people wish it wasn't or don't want it to be this, these are the facts that are being presented to us. If there are additional facts that would point otherwise, but family discussions, parents, this is what they're saying, and these things happen. And so it's okay to have these discussions.
Yep. It's okay to realize that perhaps the person who decided to end Charlie Kirk's life and attack our free speech by doing that happens to just be a radical leftist. And they don't want to come to that conclusion. That's right. That's why she asked him twice. How do you know? Are you sure he's a radical leftist? Because he can't be. It's impossible for him to be a radical leftist and have done such a horrific action. Completely impossible. He has to be a white supremacist. That makes perfect sense. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The fact that she asked twice, I'm telling you right now, it's not a groiper. All right. This is what I think is going to happen now that this is happening. Now that Charlie Kirk is gone. The speech that his wife made recently was a powerful speech, because the biggest part that got me was what you did was, like, I'm paraphrasing, like, you don't know what you've done. You don't know what you just started. And I felt that. I believe that there's gonna be now a different movement than what was happening before. Like, if people thought that MAGA was big before Charlie Kirk's death, MAGA is gonna be explosive. Explosive. And I mean in a good way, not in a bad way. Because I know that can be like incite to violence or whatever, but no, I'm seeing.
Let me chime in real quick. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt there. Sorry guys, I want to just apologize for the ad that I'm trying to put on here, but I'm having some difficulty. So if you see it pop up and it's gonna be in awkward positions, just bear with us. It's the first time we put one. If you want to talk about that ad real quick.
Yeah, I mean, might as well you brought it up. All right, so my parents own a auto transportation business. It's called National Auto Moving, and I am helping them market their business. So we are working on the ad to allow it to pop up. The way I can, really quick talk about it, and then, you guys, if you need any auto transportation, any transport from the north to the south or vice versa, you need your car, transported, call us.
Go to nationalautomovinginc.com as shown on the ad below to make an appointment.
Yeah. So, cool. I mean, we'll work on that.
Yep.
All right. So, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, Charlie Kirk. This is gonna be a bigger movement. Like, I'm talking global. Like what's going on in the UK. Like there's gonna be I'm praying and I'm hoping and I'm predicting all at the same time that this is gonna shift the country to change, their approach. It's gonna change people's mindsets too. So, I mean, again, I like to look at the bright side of things, no matter how dark it may seem in the moment. So that's just what I think. You let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe, like, and share if you support the show and you want to be a truth seeker. All right, so let's move on to Trump and sending the National Guard to Memphis, Tennessee. This was a very good move on his end because Chicago was not cooperating, and neither was the governor of Illinois. So going to Tennessee is perfect because it is a red state, which is what the Democrats kept saying. Oh, well, he should go to a red state where there's crime there. And he's exactly doing that because Memphis is more of a liberal city because the mayor is Democrat, but the governor is Republican, so there's a balance. But the difference is the mayor of Memphis is cooperating with the governor and the federal government. So this is going to be a major chess move to get the National Guard to Chicago, Illinois. Let's take a look at what the mayor said.
Far too many Memphians feel. Just over the past couple of weeks, we had a beautiful 901 day celebration, our only holiday. The only holiday that we celebrate. No other place in the country, 901 day. Beautiful celebration. The event was scarred at the end of the night, after everything was over, because we had teenagers that had a shootout. We had a home in Hickory Hill where 4 residents were shot in their own home. I had an event last night, just last night, where I was walking through a festival, and there was a daughter that chased me down to hand me a letter that her mama had typed for her to give to me and put in my hand, where she talked about her son that passed away in 2018, and she's still looking for answers. So the pain of violence, we feel it. We know it all too well. To me, this is not about politics. This is not a political stunt for anybody up here. We're talking about real lives. So despite the reductions that we've seen, the crime is still too high and there's still too many victims. That said, we're going to continue to be laser focused on what it takes to reduce crime in our city. We know the National Guard is coming. My plan is to make sure that as mayor, I'm able to work with this community, with the governor, with the federal government, to ensure that the support that is provided supports the initiatives that we know work and not distract from our law enforcement efforts.
All right, that's it.
There are questions that...
All right. Can you double check really quick if he's the Democrat or Republican? I think I saw Democrat, but I could be wrong. I don't remember now. You can confirm that really quick for me. All right, so he's cooperating. Mayor of Memphis is cooperating and saying, yep, I want the National Guard here, even though our data says that crime has decreased. We still have crime, so we need more resources. So we will accept the National Guard. That's the smart thing to do, unlike the Governor Pritzker of Illinois. Yeah.
His name is Brandon Johnson. Is that his name?
No, Brandon Johnson is from Chicago. This guy is from Memphis.
Oh.
Yeah. I think this is really good. This is a good a chess move because
Democrat.
Democrat? Okay. But he's a moderate Democrat because he is not radicalized. He's realizing that, hey, the federal government wants to help me clean my city, even though we're doing our job and we are making improvements. They're not quick enough improvements, and we want faster improvements. We want significantly less crime. You want over 50% less crime. You don't want 20%, 30%. You want over 50% less crime. That's how you see a difference in your community. And you're only going to do that with reinforcers. Yeah. So
Reinforcement?
I don't know. I was trying to say resources and I said reinforcements.
Oh.
You get it, guys. They need more. They need more
stuff.
More people too.
More things.
So I think this is great because this is going to tell people, look, there's a Democrat mayor that was accepting federal help. Why don't you accept federal help, Mayor Johnson from Chicago? You know, or the mayor from LA. Why don't you get federal help? This is gonna be amazing because they're gonna be like, well, damn, you know, like what are you gonna do at that point? You're gonna still say no? Like, you know how bad that looks politically? This is amazing for him. Good for him. That was a good chess move. All right, so another one here is a UFO transparency hearing happened recently. I don't really know what's going on here. Do you know more about this?
I haven't been keeping up with it. The only thing that I saw was the thing I told you about the meteor that supposedly is coming to Earth. It's like an interstellar object. It's like enormous and it's suspiciously like looks like a spaceship. But the new development on that was that supposedly the James Webb Telescope had picked up some artificial lights coming from it, which, you know, meteors don't have artificial lights coming out of it. So that's something that's running in the media right now.
Okay. Interesting.
Possible mothership situation. I'm talking huge.
Is an alien invasion gonna be what's gonna unite us?
Like moon-sized.
Is that what you want, God?
Think about that.
That's
Moon-sized spaceship.
That's scary. That's a complete invasion. We're cooked.
Yeah.
We're totally cooked. We're, you know, I am your father.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
That was a Star Wars reference.
All right, whatever. Like,
You mean we come in peace? Is that what you're
I
trying?
don't know what I was trying to do there. But I'm glad I was able to make light out of very negative situations.
Way out of context. All right.
Yeah, super.
Moving on.
We'll be right back.
Yep, we'll be right back.
Oh man.
Full of Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, we'll be right back. All right, so let's watch the UFO stuff. Right
We are
there.
hearing from whistleblowers also on Capitol Hill who allege the government is holding back crucial information about UAPs, unexplained aerial phenomena, what many of us still call UFOs. Senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram shows us that tonight.
Shocking witness testimony.
It stopped about 100 feet in front of me and approximately 100 feet above me. My telephone got extremely hot, completely froze.
From whistleblowers who served in the military.
Chaos ensued over the radio as the object approached rapidly. I heard my friends screaming, "It's coming right at us, it's coming right for us."
People demand answers.
There is something out there, and we should know as the people what it is.
The hearing was enough to convince some lawmakers who were once skeptics.
Growing up, I really never believed in UFOs or any of this stuff. I admit, I've become a believer.
GOP Missouri Congressman Eric Burleson showed an alarming video leaked to him anonymously. Burleson contends it shows a U.S. drone firing a Hellfire missile at a UAP off the coast of Yemen last fall.
It pivots in some way, and then there's what appears to be debris from the missile. The missile is deflected, and then some pieces of debris appear to be traveling alongside and with this object for an extended period of time.
One witness says the federal agency tasked with investigating UAPs rules out encounters with extraterrestrials on a technicality.
The only way to scientifically prove extraterrestrial is we have to go to that planet, acquire technology, bring it back, and compare it to what we have here.
Lawmakers believe the whistleblowers are credible because of their positions.
It's politically convenient for the government if you all weren't military folks in suits. It would be much better if you pulled up in Winnebagos and were wearing hats.
One congresswoman wants special protections for UAP whistleblowers.
Most of our whistleblowers that come forward, the first thing that goes is their security clearance. Security clearance is their livelihood.
Wow.
Lawmakers say the U.S. is now in a space race. It's competing against China and Russia to figure out UAPs first. Brett?
Chad Pergram live on Capitol Hill. Chad, thanks.
That's
Hey, Sean
crazy.
Hannity here. Hey, click here to support.
All right. They're competing on who can find out more about UFOs.
Yeah, it's the same thing with AI.
What
They're
the
competing
hell?
on who has the bigger, D. Who can build the most, who can build the fastest. It's always been that
That's
way.
wild.
Same thing with the nuclear race. It's all You know, I mean, you kind of have to though, because it's like if you don't do it, the other guy will.
I know, but it's like I didn't even think of it like that. I didn't even think of it. I was like,
yeah.
wait, what? Hold on. There's a race to get to like alien technology. What?
I mean, some would argue we already have that.
I don't even know why. Like, I find that so like.
I've seen a UFO.
Super like.
Me and a friend saw a UFO once.
Oh my God! Can you show that video that you have?
No, I can't.
Why not?
Because I don't know where it is.
Bro, it's in your Instagram account.
No, I mean.
Are you sure it's on your Instagram account?
I don't think so.
Bro, there's a video. We're gonna find it.
On the next live. I'll have it by the next live.
Okay, well, I might as well just talk about it. I just brought it up. There's a video that he
But that's not the one I was going to say, though.
Which one were you going to say?
The one where it was where me and my friend saw it at the same time. So I was outside with a friend talking, well, with a group of friends. But it was only me and that other friend that saw it. We were just talking, like, regular conversation or whatever. And then, like, out of the corner of our eye, we noticed something. We both look at it, and it's literally just, I could just describe it as a spaceship. And you can see like this trail behind it, like it's like flame. You get me? Like it was like a propulsion. It was really weird, and then it just went really fast. It was black, and we both saw it at the same time, and it had no wings.
No, but the best one, the best one is the one that you got on tape.
Well, okay, so what it wasn't a UFO per se.
But it was weird.
But it was an airplane that was acting really weird.
Yeah, I don't think that was an airplane.
I mean, yeah, probably not. But I mean, really it's hard to explain. I'd rather just show a video.
Yeah, yeah. We found
the airplane wasn't an airplane.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It just looked like an airplane.
It looked like an airplane
for a couple seconds until it became something else.
Yeah, mind you, you couldn't see it with your eyes. Like when you look at it, it just looks like an airplane.
Yeah, but the camera was able to capture.
But the reason I was recording it is because I noticed the plane was like, it was nighttime. I noticed the plane was like moving weird, and I'm like, why is that plane moving like that? And I put up the camera just to see like if I can capture the weird movements, and then it started to change and morph into like, I can't even. I don't know. It's weird.
Very interesting stuff, guys. Well, stay tuned for that video.
Yeah.
We'll find it and we'll show it to you. And I don't know. I mean, I would like for us to get the alien technology first, because I don't trust Russia or. I mean, I don't trust our government either, but I'd rather our government than those governments.
Man, we got some stuff, man.
Yeah, but
we've been having some stuff.
I guess we want more stuff. You know, you can never have too much stuff.
More stuff.
You know, so. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I rather our government have it than any other government. But, you know, you let me know what you think about that. And let's talk about the new sanctions to stop World War III. Talking about giraffes. I don't think this is actually going to happen. I don't think there's going to be a World War III. But regardless.
Yo, anybody, I'll pay you like $1,000. Break my leg. Break my leg. I don't want to get drafted.
Relax. You know, get drafted. All right, let's take a look at that.
We turn now to President Trump's threat of new sanctions against Russia as he prepares to head to the UK this week. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Bedminster, New Jersey, with more on that. Selena, good morning.
Hey, wait, good morning. That's right. President Trump says he's ready to impose tough new sanctions on Russia, but it's a threat he's repeatedly made without following through. So the question is whether this time is any different as President Trump's patience with Putin wears thin. President Trump says he's ready to impose tough sanctions on Russia, but only if all NATO allies agree to do the same and stop buying Russian oil. The president posting, "The purchase of Russian oil by some has been shocking. It greatly weakens your negotiating position and bargaining power over Russia.
Yeah, he's
anyway,
right.
I'm ready to go when you are. Just say when." But while Trump has made these threats before, he's never followed through.
There's very little chance that those NATO countries that are still buying oil and gas from Russia will cooperate. This is, in a way, a bit of an empty threat.
Trump is also calling on NATO members to impose tariffs of 50 to 100% on China,
But he's never followed through.
saying China has a strong control, even grip over Russia, and these powerful tariffs will break that grip. China's leader Xi Jinping hosted Vladimir Putin in Beijing just over a week ago, deepening ties between the two nations. Trump's latest demands come just days after the NATO alliance scrambled fighter jets to shoot down more than a dozen Russian attack drones that violated Poland's airspace. Trump suggested the drone incursions could have been a mistake, but Poland insists it was deliberate. And now, fueling even more concern for NATO allies, Russia and Belarus kicking off major joint military exercises on NATO's doorstep, a show of force close to the Polish border. The president asked whether his patience with Putin is running out.
Yeah, it's sort of running out and running out fast, but it does take two to tango. It's amazing. When Putin wants to do it, Zelensky didn't. When Zelensky wanted to do it, Putin did. Now Zelensky wants to, and Putin is a question mark.
And President Trump heads to London this week, where UK leaders are expected to press him on this issue. Trump's summit with Putin last month was billed as a step towards peace, but since then, Putin has only escalated the war. Gio?
Okay, Selena, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and bring in.
All right, cool. All right, so I think what he's doing is exactly what he said he's doing. I don't know why people somehow analyze what he's doing as like, oh, he's doing this, but that's not really what's gonna happen. Like, yeah, because that's what he's doing. Like he's telling you, I want to do this for this to happen, and they're like, he wants to do this, but he's not gonna do that. Like, it's such a manipulation tactic.
It's called a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, instead of just saying, like, this is what he says he's going to do, and just leave it at that. That is what the president says he's going to do. Instead of, that is what the president says he's going to do, but he never does it. Like, dude, just how about be the media and stop, like, belittling the president and just allow him to do what he says he's going to do. Give him the time to do whatever he says, see what the results are, and then you react. Not before he hasn't done anything yet. You know?
They can say whatever they want. Actions.
No, they can't. That's the problem. They cannot say whatever they want because they are a news network who gets a license from the federal government to give us news. And what they're doing is they're giving us...
No, but I'm not saying they could do whatever they want. I'm saying they can say whatever it is they want to say. But at the end of the day,
that's what I'm saying.
The actions... But they do it anyway.
Does it change the fact
that they
can? They shouldn't.
Just because you say they can't doesn't mean they're not going to. They do it anyway.
Point.
But the fact is, they're going to do it whether you like it or not. But what really matters is the actions and the results.
There needs to be a law.
That's it.
There needs to be a law, and I hope they make it the Charlie Kirk Act or something to enforce news outlets to stop doing exactly what I just saw this news outlet do. What is this news outlet?
GMA, I believe.
GMA. No, it doesn't make that.
Is it GMA?
No.
It says GMA.
Oh, this is.
Hold on. Oh, ABC.
Okay.
I don't know what GMA is because there was another thing that says GMA
yeah.
on there. I don't know what that is.
ABC News, all right? ABC News literally said, two times they said he never does anything that he says he's going to do. And then a third one by saying his everything he says is like empty promises. Instead of just reporting what's actually happening. That is your freaking job. It's my job to say whatever the hell I want. I'm an independent commentator. That is what I do. It's not their job to say whatever the hell they want. They're not a commentator.
Fake news.
They're a news outlet. News meaning it's supposed to be factual. There shouldn't be any spinning. There shouldn't be any emotional anything. Factual, meaning unbiased news. That's not what that was. And that's why there should be, and they probably will be, a Charlie Kirk Act. Maybe it'll be some other name, but Kirk Act, I don't know. Make it happen, Congress and Senate. Make it happen. But when it comes to World War III, I don't think it's going to happen. Again, the future looks bright. I am always going to think positively. I'm not going to think negative, no matter how dark it may seem in the moment. I don't think there's going to be a World War III, because that would mean I'm not seeing the light. I'm not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And because I do, there's not going to be a World War III. What he's doing is going to work, because he's pretty much telling NATO, I can put pressure on them and put heavy sanctions, but you need to stop buying from them in order for it to actually work. We weaken their economy, and we can actually deter them from continuing this war. That is extremely diplomatic versus what we've done in the past, which is not do that, and we've actually escalated war. We don't want to escalate war. We want peace, right? So if we want peace, we don't want any more death. We don't want any more killing. We don't want innocent lives lost. We need to strive for an approach that's not going to escalate anything. I want peace. You want peace. So don't believe there's going to be a World War III. Oh, that rhymed. That was awesome. That's going to be a good clip. We'll be right back.
Poet, and you didn't even know it.
Oh, snap. All right. So, guys, that's pretty much what I have for you guys. It's going to be a short, show today, because it's just a lot to,
process.
A lot, yeah. And I'm still doing it.
Heavy week. Heavy week.
Yeah, very heavy week. But, we just have to think positive. Prayers to Charlie Kirk's family, to his friends, everybody who knew him. Donald Trump knew him, So this is extremely unfortunate that this had to happen. But you know what? I believe that things happen for a reason. And if it had to be like this for us to go through a massive expansion in the movement, then I guess this is what God wanted. At the end of the day, there are two sides, whether people want to believe that or not. There are two sides. Everything has duality. And one side wants family, wants faith, wants security, wants freedom. And the other side has a whole different perspective on biology. They have a different perspective on family, on security, and even on our liberties. So in order for us to have like a kumbaya moment, which is what everybody wants to talk about, is kumbaya, we need to come together. In order for us to come together, both sides need to agree on foundations. If we don't have a foundation, we cannot, there can't be a kumbaya. There can't. We can't actually be like at peace and have a compromise, come to a common ground, if we don't have a constitution, a foundation we both agree on. And right now, we don't. Both sides have to agree on specific things.
You know what's the solution to that?
What?
Aliens.
Fine.
Have you ever seen War of the Worlds?
That can be one of them, but it can't be the only thing. It has to be something.
Do you really think we would come together?
I don't know. I don't think it should have to even get there.
I think a lot of us will, but I think there'll still be like.
I think we need to come together
division
for something more like more organic, more intrinsic. Like, I don't know, agree that there are only two sexes, meaning there are only two genders. Let's start there. Let's start going back to like biology. Let's go back to the basics. A woman can't transition into a man, a man cannot transition to a woman. Let's go back to the basics here. If we can't even agree on basics, how on earth can we agree on anything else, like economy?
It's crazy because I'm not like religious or anything, but I do believe in a higher power, and I'm pretty sure God made it pretty freaking easy. Just look down.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's where you are.
We need to get to that conclusion first. We need to get there. Until we're not there will be no kumbaya, and tension will still stay there. Now, doesn't mean that, again, the MAGA movement is going to explode regardless. But for us to reach kumbaya, which I'm sure those who want peace want to reach, I truly believe that, we have to come to a foundation. We have to go back to the Constitution. We have to go back to the Constitution. And I think we've left it. We've tried to morph it and change it instead of understanding it for what it really is. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for helping us grow. I actually had somebody give me a bunch of questions. I just want to answer really quick one of them. Give me a second. I thought it was interesting. He's like, oh, if you can answer, out of all these questions, answer one of them. I was like, okay, sure. So, I don't know if this person wants me to say their names. I'm not going to. Let me see here. It's a bunch of interesting questions, but there's one that I actually wanted to talk about. Do you love Marvel or Star Wars? Neither. That's not the question. This is.
There's only one answer.
I guess. I got one. When did you become a pro-life activist? That was one of the questions. I thought that was interesting.
Would you identify yourself as an activist?
I don't. I wouldn't. No.
Right? I mean, pro-life for sure, but activist?
Yeah, I was like, activist.
That's a little extreme.
Like, I'm not an activist. I just, I would like to consider myself a communicator in training, but definitely not an activist. But I do advocate for pro-life. I don't understand how, you could be a grown woman and understand what abortion actually is and still advocate for it. I don't understand that. I would understand more from a man's perspective to be for it because, men don't get pregnant. But for a woman, it's just like, I don't, I understand why a lot of people advocate for it is because they see it as like, oh, I'm, freedom of choice, meaning, I can do with my body whatever I want. And I agree to an extent, I don't agree that if there's already a living being inside of you, that it's no longer you, and that idea that it is still you, even though there's a living being that's growing inside of you, is selfish to think that it's, even though there is life, it's still about you, and you're willing to end this being's life. And I just think that just accepting that is accepting, a death type of mindset where you don't care if someone dies, like you don't see death in an empathetic way. To you, it's like
business as usual.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't really care if that person dies because I don't agree with them. That's where that mentality comes from. If you have no problem ending a unborn's life, of course you're not going to have a problem if somebody who doesn't agree with you dies in the way that,
did you have a defining moment that just got you to believe more in that side, that brought you more into that pro-life mentality? Or was it just a series of events that just led you to that path?
Well, it's definitely a series of events that led me to that path.
But was there a defining moment within those? Like a very oh, for sure, this is the thing that just changes my mind completely?
Yeah.
If you want to share that.
Yeah, I'll share some. I saw a video of what all 3 abortions look like.
Like the phases?
Yeah. And it is the most... Again, I'm not...
what do you mean, though? Like the different months? Different times?
First trimester, second trimester, third trimester,
okay.
What each abortion looks like and what the procedures that they do for each phase. And it is utterly just the most darkest thing I've ever seen in my life. It is very dark, and it's just, we're not shown videos like this before that it's done. So we don't know what we're actually doing by saying, yeah, I'm going to abort this child. Like, I really doubt women are that evil that even after that they knew what that actually entailed. I really don't think so. I think women are having abortions without knowing what they're actually doing by having an abortion. That's where I'm at there. I think it's like utter ignorance because they're just stuck in this mentality. To me, it's very parasitic that it's all about me. Even if it means ending a life, it's about me, and it's about what makes me happy. I don't care about anybody else, even if it hurts other people. It's about me, and that is, to me, just evil. It is evil because it's a very narcissistic mentality and very parasitic that all you care about is you. You don't care about anybody else, and that's just wrong. Because we came here to love ourselves and to love others, not just to love ourselves, because then it's not really love. So I just, that video really just like, that video pissed me the fuck off. Like, I've been really good not to curse throughout this whole episode, but that just like threw me off like this downward spiral of like pain. And it was just, yeah. So I think it's just ignorance for women. I think if women were to, if high schoolers were to see what abortions actually are, bro, I predict more adolescent children will not even think about having sex at adolescence. I'm not even kidding. If we were to go right now on a campaign, I'm actually, it's not a bad idea, on a campaign to go to public schools in just Florida and explain to kids in high school what an abortion is and show them the video of it, they're gonna think twice about having sex in adolescent stages. I'm telling you right now, bro, right now. Like, a lot of people abort because they don't know what they're doing, or they didn't have the baby with the right person, which is a really big component. And if you were to know what an abortion is, you would already be mindful of who you're having sex with, whether you love that person or not, how old you are, etc., etc., etc. So those are my thoughts, guys. You tell me what you think. But at the end of the day, I think everybody should have their own opinion and nobody should be silenced for it. If you like what I have to say, if you don't like what I have to say, regardless, like, share, and subscribe. Become a truth seeker, and I will see you guys next time.
Wow. This is a really good one.
Really?
Yeah, very surprised.